How to live a very balanced life.
I've totally sacrificed my friendships, and I've definitely sacrificed my family. And yeah, I only get 4 to 6 hours of sleep every night.
Struggles with managing your time. How to solve issues with love, life, money, or your spiritual journey.
I can't stress to you enough. It's important to live a very balanced life.
Dani is the counterweight to give you balance.
Do you find that you're not living out your life the way you want it to?
This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. We are really blessed that you decided to join us today. And I'm really excited about what we are going to talk about, because this conversation really has the potential for changing every area of your life, as it did mine almost 19 years ago. Yeah. You see, 19 years ago, I found myself as a stressed out, overworked mother of two, about to become divorced for the second time in a row. And I was looking at my resume going, this is not good. I was working 100 hours a week, friend. I was an idiot. And I don't know why I even got to that place. I had swallowed some stupid pill from somewhere at some point. And today, I not only want to share with you some of the strategies that I had to learn, some new skill sets that I had to develop in order to change the way I was living, because I was truly living my life by default instead of by design. And oftentimes that's what we do. So we're going to have the discussion about really identifying what is your job description. I'm not just talking about your day job. I'm also talking about your job as a mother or a father, as a brother or a sister, or maybe you're the super supportive long distance big sister. Maybe you are that person that is the ever-listening ear to anybody that actually needs one. Nonetheless, my friend, there are some jobs that pay off in the long run, like obviously being a parent and a spouse will pay off in the long run, even through some nasty, hard, horrible, harsh times like my husband and I have been through. The best way I can explain our relationship is seasons of bliss. In fact, we were in a discussion with our family yesterday in our family meeting that was this. He says, our marriage 90% of the time has been absolutely awesome. 10% of the time? Yeah. My description of our marriage is incredible seasons of absolute bliss, separated by earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, typhoons, and sometimes they come all at once, and there's a touchdown there. So anyway, so your relationships in your family, those are going to pay off in the long run. But there are some relationships that you might have in your life right now that are not going to pay off at all. And you might be investing time, which time has been associated as money. You might be investing time, a lot of hours, when you could be reaching some of your other goals or working towards things that are much more important, like better family relationships maybe, or taking better care of your health, or building a business or creating wealth. You know, these could be things that are on your list of things to do, but yet you find that you don't ever have the time because maybe you've devoted yourself to distractions instead of putting your time to designing the life you really want to live. 844-200-3264 is my number. Again, that's 844-200-3264. If you would like advice for your life in improving this particular area of being able to focus, cutting out distractions, identifying those distractions. And also, if you would like to share with us the price maybe that you've paid by not having your priorities straight, both at work and at home, because priorities are things that you must do in both places. Because you and I both know the days can slip right by us. Even stay-at-home moms, they have nothing to do besides take care of one child or two children. And there are some stay-at-home moms where their children are in school full-time. And yet, what are they doing all day long with all of their time? Somebody just got up and turned the channel. And listen, if you like being lazy, you better not be listening to the Dani Johnson Show. If you want to stay lazy, don't listen to this show because I will definitely be putting some fire under your backside and get you off that couch and do something with yourself. You have a life to live. Now start living it. And we're going to start right here today with identifying what some priorities are. What are some challenges you have with distractions in your life? And what are some unprofitable endeavors that you're working in? And when I say unprofitable, I'm not just talking about dollar signs, friends. I'm talking about that you might be involved in some toxic relationships that are wasting time. You know, I remember yesterday on one of the shows we had, it was hilarious, a young lady named Jessica, and we were talking about hopping around. You know, she would hop boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend, and she says, I just seem to find that, you know, the guys that I seem to date just don't want to get serious and don't want to make a commitment. And I said, wow, so how did you enter in those relationships with those guys? Well, I didn't ask any questions in the beginning. Hello? You shouldn't get into a relationship with someone who doesn't want to be committed, and that's a simple conversation from day one. So again, she had her priorities a little mixed up, where she did not have this goal of wanting to get married, and this is how I'm going to achieve that goal. It isn't by dating and sleeping with people. No, it's about solving the problem from the beginning, setting the boundaries from the beginning, and not wasting time. So again, and what came out of that conversation was she was afraid to say that up front. And because she was afraid to say it up front, well, 9 months later, she'd have to say it when she found that they were not committed. So why waste 9 months? So again, today, let's you and I work together on how you can prioritize what's important to you and have more profitable relationships. Again, that's not about money. It's about where you spend your time, where you're investing your time, and is it really yielding what you want? Is it getting you where you need to go? Or are you like Jessica, wasting months at a time with somebody that was never interested from the beginning to turn into her husband? Got it. 844-200-3264. Unprofitable positions. Many people hold them. Yes, in fact, some people have signed up for, I don't know, the ever-present helper in time of need. Somehow you've stepped into that God position, that it is your job to make sure that everybody is doing well, and whoever is in need, you're going to run to the rescue. Really? Forsaking your kids or your spouse relationship, or forsaking duties at work. And when you forsake duties at work, then the job or the business isn't going to be profitable. Now you create a whole nother problem because you're running around rescuing people all day long, or whenever it is that they are in need. That's an unprofitable position. There is a time and a place to help people who are in need. There's no question about that. However, that is not the first priority in your life. And if you've got relationships lacking with your spouse, your kids, and you're not meeting deadlines at work, it's time to get focused in those places and really make wise investments there. Create some boundaries, and then you set some time in your schedule to be able to help those that are in need. Hey, if you'd like to argue with that statement, you can call me right now. I'll put you at the front of the line, 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. When it goes to voicemail, just leave your comment right there. Just tell us your name, where you're calling from, and what it is that you would like to say or what your question is, and we'd be glad to help you. We've already got 5 lines lit up. We're going to go over the phones and hear what you have to say about these priorities and how to manage it all, because we all got busy lives, don't we? They seem to getting busier and busier as time moves on. All right, so we're going to go with Wanda on line 3, all the way from Mississippi. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hello. I am working 12 hours a day, 4 and 5 hours a week, not getting to spend any time with my husband, drowning in debt or trying to get out of debt, and I'm just looking for a different way of going at it so that I'm not working so many hours. And
Wanda, what do you do? What do you do for a living? 12-hour shifts. Are you a nurse?
I'm a caregiver.
Okay.
It's kind of like a nurse.
Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. So as a caregiver, these are the hours that you have signed up for, or the hours that are required of you?
Well, we work in the home, and these are the hours that they need in the home. Mm-hmm. So instead of 2 people breaking up the shift, we work the whole shift.
Sure. Okay, so you said 4 to 5 days a week you're working 12-hour shifts? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, first of all, a 40-hour work week is probably a little bit more conducive for a woman who is married. Do you have children?
I do not.
Okay.
And that's one reason I work the hours I do. Partly is because I don't have children, but okay. I was home yesterday, and I also house clean. And yesterday was one of the days I got off early, and it was just like, oh my word, I'm home early.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Okay, well, here's what's important. Number one, use a calendar. And I prefer a physical calendar versus the calendar that's on the phone. And when I first started to learn to manage my time, I used a physical calendar, and I got a bunch of highlighters. And what I did is I made appointments for the things that I wanted to do. Because weeks will fly by and you'll not have a conversation with your husband, or you won't have any time, some personal time set aside where it's just you and him spending good quality time together. Things seem to get out of control when you don't plan it. But if you plan out your life, you plan out your days, you plan out your weeks and your months, then you end up accomplishing far more than just flying by the seat of your pants and ending up with, oh my gosh, I'm home early today. So you need to decide, what hours do you want to work? And you figure out those hours, you put those in one color, green. You know, we here live in America, the greenbacks is a good color. So you put it in green, those work hours that you have. And you also need to highlight, I use pink because pink has a representation of a right relationship with somebody. So in pink, you set appointments for when you're going to be with your husband and not on Facebook. You're going to be with your husband and not watching TV. You're going to be with your husband and not cleaning the yard or talking to a girlfriend. But this is just solid time that you are 100% devoted to him. Honestly, with 44 hours a week that you're working in one job, up to 60 hours a week that you're working in one job, I'd be having a conversation with the boss. And I would sit there and tell them, hey, listen, I love what I do. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity that you've given me. And I really want to be here for the long haul. I enjoy serving our clients. And I want to make sure that I don't set myself up for failure and I don't put you in a bad position. Ever coming to a place where I can't be here anymore because of the amount of hours that are required of me. So I would like to set up a schedule to where I'm available 4 days a week, and that's it. And I apologize if that puts you in a bad spot right now, but at least you still have me, and I can be here for those 4 12-hour shifts, but I am unable at this time to do a 5th shift. So please find somebody else that can manage during those shifts. And that way I know I can be here for the long haul. The 5th day is definitely going to take me away from this job that I love. So it's time to have that conversation. And with your house cleaning business, you really need to decide which days, how many hours, and that's the only time blocks that you have available. You need to control your time instead of having time control you. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
The Dani Johnson Show. Don't just stand there. Soak this up. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Are you a talented actor, model, singer, or dancer? Have you held back because you don't know where to start or who to trust? What if your time was now? Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. Go to amtcaudition.org for a list of cities and dates. AMTC is a nonprofit ministry with a mission to find, prepare, and launch God's talent. The entertainment industry is the most influential mission field in the world. Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ. amtcaudition.org.
Do you want to win your favorite nonprofit some money? Could your nonprofit use part of $1 million? The Super Service Challenge is a nationwide movement encouraging people to serve the charity of their choice, better their community, and share about how they volunteered. Participating is easy. Grab some coworkers, serve the nonprofit of your choice, and create a short video telling your story at superservicechallenge.com or by using the free downloadable app. Ask family and friends to vote for your video on Super Service Challenge website. Every 25 votes gets you one more entry into the prize drawing. If your video is selected as a winner, the nonprofit you served will receive part of $1 million in prize money. They've given away almost $3 million in funding to great causes in the past, and a nonprofit of your choice could be next. The Super Service Challenge accepts entries through November 30th, 2014. So what are you waiting for? Go to superservicechallenge.com and sign up now. That's superservicechallenge.com.
If you love to cook, but you hate planning, you'll love emails. Emails completely removes the pressures of planning healthy and budget-friendly meals. Every week, your emails plan comes straight into your inbox with easy recipes and a shopping list. Then all the ingredients you need for yummy meals are already in the house after you go to the grocery store. And you could save an average of $1,000 this year. Emails.com makes healthy cooking inexpensive and simple. Go to emails.com and use the promo code Dani for that exclusive discount. If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Do you want to win your favorite nonprofit some money? Could your nonprofit use part of $1 million? The Super Service Challenge is a nationwide movement encouraging people to serve the charity of their choice, better their community, and share about how they volunteered. Participating is easy. Grab some coworkers, serve the nonprofit of your choice, and create a short video telling your story at superservicechallenge.com or by using the free downloadable app. Ask family and friends to vote for your video on Super Service Challenge website. Every 25 votes gets you one more entry into the prize drawing. If your video is selected as a winner, the nonprofit you serve will receive part of $1 million in prize money. They've given away almost $3 million in funding to great causes in the past, and a nonprofit of your choice could be next. The Super Service Challenge accepts entries through November 30th, 2014. So what are you waiting for? Go to superservicechallenge.com and sign up now. That's superservicechallenge.com. It's a lack of direction, not a lack of time. We all have 24 hours in a day. That's a statement, a quote from the great Zig Ziglar, a man with great wisdom that has shared his wisdom with millions of people all over the world. But isn't it so true what he said? That really it's a lack of direction, not a lack of time. So how are you directing your time? What are you doing with your time? I'm working through a coaching system right now. It's called Nuclear Coaching. It's only available for our highest level of clients. And it's very interesting. Our very first 2 weeks we pounded this thing called time management, optimizing our time, understanding time secrets, and how to get time working for us instead of us working for time. And we find ourselves in some really bad habits, and one of the biggest bad habits is distractions. So one of the ways to identify what we're actually doing with all of our time is to create a log. Have a log. And with this log, it's a time log. It logs from the morning you get up in the morning all the way till you go to bed at night. What were you doing throughout the entire day? How much time did you spend on each one of those things? And then you can look at that log and go, gosh, why was I doing that? That was such a waste of time. Listen, you can live your life by design, or you can live it by default. The choice is yours. We're talking about optimizing your time, cutting out distractions today, and how you can set priorities that you want versus living under other people's priorities. 844-200-3264 is my number. Again, that's 844-200-3264. If you've got a question or a comment concerning today's content, leave us a message if you are not able to get a hold of us live. I'm going over to the phones. We have Ashley from Crosby, Texas. Ashley, what would be your time wasters or distractors that you have in your life?
I would say negativity. People coming to me with all their drama and everything that's going on, and it's like they just want to bring it to me. And I take the time out and say, okay, and listen, I'm like, this can't be happening. That's my biggest problem. Why y'all bringing it to me? Because I don't like to hear. So,
oh, but Ashley, here's the reality, dude. Here's the reality. You actually have a part of you that likes listening to what they're saying because you have taught them it's okay to bring Ashley their drama. That's what you've taught them. You know, I have certain people, I love what you're saying, and I love that you're having this moment of, that's a monster time waster for me. What am I doing? Okay, now what? And then you don't have time to do the other things you want to do. Not to mention that, isn't it draining, Ashley?
Oh, what's he talking about?
Right? It is so emotionally exhausting. And then days go by, weeks go by, months go by, years fly by. And you are not accomplishing what you want to do while you're on this earth. So I had to come to a place where I was no longer available for drama. I am no longer available. This shop is closed. This shop went out of business. I'm out of business now. I am not doing, this is not the drama center. So please do not call me. So literally, you're going to have some conversations with some people that you love. And you are going to need to close up the shop of being the drama queen bee or king bee. You don't want to be the drama king bee. You don't want anything to do with it. It's a waste of time. And this is what you're going to say. I'm so sorry. First of all, please forgive me. I have actually presented to you an opportunity that is not good for either one of us. And I apologize because I didn't even realize what I was doing, but I'm actually hurting the two of us. Listen, we are people with busy lives. We got goals. We got things to do. And neither one of us got time for drama time. So this shop of drama time is now closed. I am out of business. So listen, I bless you, and I'm sure you've got 17 other people that you call whenever you've got drama. So I invite you, call them. I'm no longer available. I love you. I will pray for you, but this part of our relationship is over. Done. You got it, Ashley? Time to have those conversations. And when they come back and try to ask again, you say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're closed. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I've had to have those conversations. Man, getting sucked into that junk. Anyway, I appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you so much for sharing that, because it really is. That is a huge time waster. It's massive. Massive. It's not only time, but it's like what I said, emotion. It's draining. And then, like if Ashley's married, how much does he have emotional capacity for his poor wife? How much does he have for his teenage daughters? Oh, gosh. Listen, you got only so much reserves to handle so much of emotion. Certainly don't be giving it to everybody outside of what the priorities are of your life. Come on now, it's time to have that conversation. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Stay right where you are for more of the Dani Johnson Show.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Are you a talented actor, model, singer, or dancer? Have you held back because you don't know where to start or who to trust? What if your time was now? Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. Go to amtcaudition.org for a list of cities and dates. AMTC is a nonprofit ministry with a mission to find, prepare, and launch God's talent. The entertainment industry is the most influential mission field in the world. Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ. amtcaudition.org.
Hello. Improving the quality of your life. The Dani Johnson Show.
I love it.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go ahead and take a look at all the positions that are in your life that you're not getting paid for? And just like Ashley from Texas had called in just a few minutes ago, and this is what he said. He said, did you hear me? He gets sucked into drama, listening to other people's drama, and it's a waste of time. Well, see, that's an unprofitable position for both parties that are involved. So what other positions are you currently holding that are not helpful and beneficial to you or the other person or other people that you're holding that position with? Because you might have a few jobs that do not pay, but they're taking time, my friend. They are taking time, and you don't want that. Come on, you got a short life to live. Our life is nothing but a bleep on a little screen. That's all that it is. It's very, very, very short. And listen, if you've got as many kids as I do, you know how fast it goes. We got 5 kids. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I am actually knee-deep in my grandchildren. I am knee-deep in all 5 of my kids. They live in a couple of different states, and so now everyone's together. It happened in a bleep. It happened in a bleep that my firstborn granddaughter has now grown to 8.5, almost 9 years old in September. She's 9. Did you hear me? 9. She's going to turn 9. Like, oh, wow, yucca, terrible, nasty. I mean, she was just this little baby that was holding. It's over. Okay, guess what comes out, at 9? Deodorant's going to start happening. Then other things, and then she's gonna be boy crazy, and then, oh gosh, I hope she doesn't follow in her mother in my footsteps, please. That would be tragic. And we're just a few short years away. I mean, really? If my granddaughter did what I did, all right, that means that she'd be having a baby at 18, and that's 9 years away from now, which makes me a great grandmother if she follows. I hope she's listening right now. Don't you dare, child. I do not want to be a great grandmother in 9 years. But this is what happens with time. When we do not have our priorities set, when we do not have a focus of what we want to do, when we're not making investments into making that happen and cutting out all the distractors that seem to be, hi, now I got to do it, it's all urgent, and if I don't fix this now, then I'm in trouble. Stop that nonsense. You're living by default. You're living by default, and you don't need to live by default. All right, we're taking your call live right now, 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. If you get the voicemail, just leave us a comment, your name, obviously, and where you're calling from, and leave us a comment or a question there, and we'll do our best to get to it. All right, so I've got talking about time wasters and what are yours, and as you hear different people calling in, it might give you a little gut check, just like Ashley with the drama. We get to call him Drama King, which is awesome. All right, so we've got Mariah from Florida. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hey, Dani, it's Maria Hardwick. How you doing?
Good. What can I do for you today?
Good. Hey, listen, got a volleyball club here, and had a coach that's leaving our club and going to a nearby facility, and a lot of our I feel like a lot of our people are leaving, and so I'm focusing on that, and I need to get reprioritized and saying, okay, God's put this club here, and He's put this here, and so it's like I got to get good coaches in, things like that. But I'm just like, when I see something come up at this other club, I shift that way. And then my head Satan starts going with the head.
Yep. Okay. So here's number one. Do you own the current volleyball club that you have?
Yeah.
Perfect. You need a non-disclosure and a non-compete agreement. Simple to have an attorney draw that up really easily for you. And that non-compete needs to be for at least 2 years. If that coach leaves you, he cannot go and coach or start his own club that's competing with you for at least 2 years. And by then, those kids are already gone. Number one, get that in place immediately. Number two, you also I would strongly recommend that you would, when you found out that this coach is getting squirrely, right? First of all, you need to sit down with the coach and do what you can to reconcile the differences between you and him. And that doesn't mean, or her, that doesn't mean you better think like me. No. Reconciling means we both meet somewhere in the middle and find a better working relationship with each other and making adjustments that pulls out the better in both of us. Okay, but if you missed that opportunity and he's already doing what he's doing, when you found out he's getting squirrely, it's important to meet with your girls, the volleyball players, and to explain the situation and that you've seen this before and that you will bless this individual. However, that you would be blessed if they would stay rooted, and this is the place where they've learned these skill sets, and that you love them and that you are behind them, and we're going to work through this together. As all families have things like this happen, we're going to continue on the same path that we embarked on when we all met. And so talking to them about, come on, it's just like in the middle of a volleyball match, right? The scores are down and not in our favor, right? What do? Throw up our hands and quit and say, forget it because we don't like the way the game is going? No, we push through all the way to the end, and oftentimes we will win. So those are my 3 simple recommendations of what to do with that. And I wouldn't be spending a whole lot of time on that. There's plenty of girls to recruit to your volleyball club at this point. So thanks so much for the call. I appreciate the question. This is Dani Johnson, where you get advice for your life. Not a life of default, but a life by design. Don't live your life in regret. It's time to live it in a place where you are stoked about what you're doing and how you are actually doing it. All right, we've got Arlene. Wow, another Floridian person calling in. Welcome to the show. Hello, Arlene. There you go.
Yes, I'm here. While I was working my business, I put God first, my 4 children, grandson. I'm a teacher who just recently got let go of her contract. I work out. I'm trying to expand my digital business. I really didn't get the results that I was hoping for by the end of the school year. So what I'm finding is that I'm finding myself looking for another job because I'm disappointed in the fact that I didn't do what I needed to do while trying to balance everything that was going on in my life. So recently, to help me out, I am actually on lesson 3 of Time Secrets to help me better micromanage my time, even though I thought I had a good idea of how to micromanage my time.
But what did you find after going through that series of Time Secrets? Where were you missing it?
Oh, my gosh. Well, right now as a single mom, the spouse didn't count, but I still find myself doing it. But I noticed that because I put a lot of things in my head and I didn't put it on paper, that's where I messed up by not actually saying, okay, well, this is what I need to do. What I did was I would always substitute, like when I was working, well, I have to do all of this because I have to get all these deadlines met. So I have to better use my breaks.
Yes.
Because like you said before, I noticed that I had, like as a teacher, an hour break, but then I would do some reckless things with it instead of actually doing some things like grading papers or trying to set up some appointments for my business in between times. So there was a lot of hours I lost in all the school days.
Yeah, and so let me speak to that right now, first of all. This is just a hunch, Arlene. It's just something to think about. And I don't know if you're a praying woman or not, but pray about this. Did you lose the contract because you lost focus on your career? Number one, because it sounds like you were distracted with a side business. And instead of grading papers, right? Instead of being, here's the bottom line. As a teacher or any profession, you got to be all in and focused in that place at that time. What I noticed for my life and also the clients that I work with from all over the world is that when they are multitasking mentally, do you understand? Multitasking mentally turns into multitasking physically. So, for example, right now, I'm talking to you. I am not also checking my phone to see if my husband sent me a sweet text message that says how much he loves me. I am also not text messaging my daughter Erica, who we're trying to organize a photo shoot for tomorrow. I'm not thinking about anything else besides I am on the phone with Arlene, and we are doing this show together right here, right now. I'm not going to focus on anything else, because if I allow my focus to be split, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to miss deadlines. I'm not going to hit the nail on the head. And I'm also not going to serve the distractors well, right? My husband sends me that text message. I'm not going to serve him well. I'm not serving my daughter well because I'm trying to think on several different levels at the same time. And so this does not pull the best out of me, and it doesn't serve others better. So moving forward, I would encourage you to go back to the contract in which you lost and apologize. Because you just told me that you weren't all in on that job, that you were distracted. And with the time that you could have been spending doing the job, you were not. You were doing appointments for the side business. And again, look how that worked out. That didn't serve the business either. The digital business that you have, it didn't serve that business by trying to fit it in while you were teaching or on the teaching, wearing the teacher's hat. It also doesn't serve when you're trying to wear the take care of my kids hat either. So it literally needs to be segregated. This is just what I found to work really well for myself and my clients is segregate the time and be all there during that time. Be the teacher with the most awesome attitude, prospering greatly, really showing into kids' lives. And when that is done for the day. And then you set aside the hours when you want to do other things, whether it's with your kids or with that digital business that you have. And congratulations for being a business owner. You're going to get better out of doing it that way. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
You're listening to The Dani Johnson Show. Stay tuned for more of Dani Johnson in just a moment.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com. You know I teach that cooking healthy, simple, and inexpensive meals is key to saving money, but I know how hard it is to meal plan and it takes a lot of time. This is why you need emails. Emails does the planning for you. Emails send you a written plan every week that is easy to follow and stick to. You buy only what you need and you save a ton of time and money. Emails has a team of culinary professionals and clinical dietitians who create new weekly plans for you with healthy and delicious recipes. Emails plans are based on food styles like clean eating, paleo, diabetic, and slow cooker, and so much more. And because your plan is consistently well crafted for you, the average emails user saves over $1,000 on groceries every year. What's not to love about that? Emails.com makes healthy cooking at home simple and inexpensive. You need to get emails in your life today. Go to emails.com and start your 14-day free trial today. You are going to love me for this. That's emails.com. Go there now.
Success in your relationships or your business career or finances has no dependency on how many hours you actually put in. It's actually how much focus you put in. You see, you can spend 8 hours a day on a job or working in your own private company wasting time. It doesn't matter how many hours you put in if the hours are not focused. So that's what we're talking about today is really the secrets of time.
I learned time secrets in 1995, practiced at the very end of 95, and then practiced it all throughout 96. And here we are, 2014. I'm still practicing it. It'll be 20 years here in a year and a half. It'll be 20 years that I've been practicing the same time secrets that have helped me to only work 20 hours a week, friend. That's what I work, 20 hours a week. That's it. Managing a daily radio show on 20 hours a week, managing several companies at the moment, which at the moment is going to be like given to other individuals because no thank you. My husband's going to be taking on some other things. So the reality is that I had to learn how to get really focused for a certain hours a day because I was a full-time mother and a full-time wife, and I have a part-time business career. And I wanted it to be that my relationship with my husband was the most important physical relationship next to my God, and then our children. And as I've learned to segregate these times and really stick to being all there while I was there, meaning all there with my husband, not thinking about the tasks I need to do tomorrow at work, okay? All there with my children, not thinking about what I need to do with my husband. When I was working, as I'm working right now, I'm thinking about this that I'm doing with you, this conversation that I'm in with you personally right this very minute. And so when you focus like that, now it takes less time to get the job done. So I've worked like this for 18 and a half years. And as a direct result, it gives me time to solve problems that I might be having, challenges that I might be having at home or in business or whatever. It gives me the time to be able to get results every single day. And that's what you can do if you learn to prioritize, set appointments, and stick to it. 844-200-3264. If you need help with learning and practicing the secrets of time, if you want advice about things that you could cut out that are distractors, that are not helping you, if you want to share, if you've already learned how to do this and the result that you've gotten from it, 844-200-3264. If there's not a live person, leave us a message and we will get to your comment. All right, so I'm going over. We've got a precious caller calling in from England. That's Mariana from England. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, I would like to make a comment. I really decide I don't pay any more attention to other people's opinion because I realize that I don't pay my bills, I don't feed my kids with other people's opinions.
That is so good. That's a Facebook post, man. That's amazing. It's true. You cannot pay your bills, put food on the table for your children, pay the mortgage on other people's opinions. That is so dead. I wish I heard that 25 years ago. That's incredible. So good. I love it. So good job. You'll be much more profitable if you don't pay attention to other people's opinions. And other people's opinions, especially the unsolicited ones, right? Do you find that a lot of people like to give you the ones you're not asking for?
A lot, family, friends, and really, I don't need it, you know. And I hope I teach that to my children. You work with excellence and follow your heart. Don't pay attention what other people think, and I always will support them, whatever they decide.
That's awesome. And you know what? There's some good wisdom there because especially, and I would preface the wisdom of, you know, if the other people that are giving, first of all, giving unsolicited opinions to you do not have the results in their life that you want, you shouldn't be listening to their opinions. You know, it's kind of like, okay, you know, you might have a family member that might be a janitor and bless his heart, he might love his job as a janitor, but he's not financially independent. I'm just talking about a janitor that wouldn't be. I'm sure there are janitors that are financially independent, but you certainly wouldn't ask a broke person about financial advice. You certainly wouldn't ask somebody that's riddled in debt and has never started a business for their opinion about the one you're starting. They don't have the right to tell you how to do something they have not done. That's my personal pet peeve about professors as well.
Yeah, business professors who've never had a business trying to give their advice and teaching on business when they've never actually followed their own advice by starting a business and seeing what the results were. I think the people who should be teaching kids how to be in business are those who already are in business. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to say this. I know I'm going to get hate mail on this one, but oh well. Here's the bottom line. If you want your kids to learn business, tell your kids to go work for somebody for 4 years for no pay and to study every single department inside of that and to prosper greatly in every single department inside of that. Work for free for 4 years. That's your education. And that kid will get more of an education working inside of a business and working their way through and trying to get time with the owner of that business and pick the brain of that business. And by the way, if that kid's working for free, good chance that business owner will say, yeah, I'll give you my time. Sure, I'll show you what I'm doing. Sure, I'll spend some time weekly or monthly. That's an exchange for the work that you're doing. Absolutely. And that kid will get a better education than they would ever from a business school. Did you hear me? If you want to learn business, you got to learn from business people. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? All right, you want to argue with that statement? You can call me right now, 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. I love opposing opinions, by the way, and I would love for you to call me with an opposing opinion, especially about the one I just gave you, 844-200-3264. This is Dani Johnson, the show where you get advice for your life. You can leave it alone or you can follow it. But I know this, the many hundreds of thousands who have followed our advice have written us to tell us what has happened. Paying off debt. In fact, I was just with a group of people who just reported to us, 166 of them, that reported to us that they paid off $16.5 million in debt. Can you believe that? $16.5 million worth of debt with only 166 people. That's the kind of advice you can get here on the Dani Johnson Show. Advice for finances, your family, relationships, and your career. All right, I'm going to go to the phone. I got time for one more before we take this quick break. I've got James from Atlanta, Georgia. From hot Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, Dani. My question is, if I'm just day-to-day fed up with most of the major areas of my life that I care about, not performing up to par to my standard in any of them, physical, faith, financial, I want to know if I can make that light bulb come on over my head. My question to you is, can a person create an epiphany in their life? If I need peace, I'll read my Bible, but I can't find something to just say, this is it. This is how you fix those 10 or 12 areas.
Wow. That's a great question. Can somebody force an epiphany? Well, I'll just tell you this. The epiphanies I've had in my life that have been the most beneficial have actually been spankings. Unfortunately. Sorry to say it. Hey, listen, I want to answer the rest of that question. We got to cut over here quickly to this break. James, stay right with me, and I'll get deeper into that answer right after this.
Life. Stay tuned for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com. You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.
how to live a very balanced life.
I've totally sacrificed my friendships, and I've definitely sacrificed my family. And yeah, I only get 4 to 6 hours of sleep every night.
Struggles with managing your time, how to solve issues with love, life, money, or your spiritual journey.
I can't stress to you enough, it's important to live a very balanced life.
Dani is the counterweight to give you balance.
Do you find that you're not living out your life the way you want it to?
This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Have you been hard-headed? This is Dani Johnson. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Dani Johnson Show. We really do appreciate that you tune in each and every day. In fact, you can catch this show even 7 days a week on our website, DaniJohnson.com. What have we been talking about today, and what will we talk about in Hour 2? You know, we seem to spend a lot of time in things that are unprofitable. We do. I know I have. As I look around even through my clients, as I work with businesses and consult different types of families or businesses and finances, people waste time all the time. In fact, that's one of the greatest things they're good at, is wasting time. And then they hear a message like the one that we're talking about today, and they won't listen. And when they don't listen, well, then here comes correction. Joining me right now is one of the listeners from the Dani Johnson Show from Hotlanta, Georgia, James, and he is talking about, and I love the man's transparency. I really do. He says, I'm not doing anything right in my life. My health isn't right. My relationships are not right. My career is not right. When I need peace, I read the Bible. But outside of that, I don't get what I need. I need an epiphany. How do I create an epiphany? And James, I love your question. I really do. And since you mentioned that when you need peace, you read the Bible, why not try reading the Bible every single day? Because there's epiphanies dripping from that book every single day. Instead of only going to it when you need it, feed yourself every single day upon it, and you will find that there are nuggets and information that will help to deepen your commitment there. Number 2, I always ask the Holy Spirit, I invite the Holy Spirit to be with me as I'm reading the Word of God, which is Holy Spirit inspired, which means that it needs the Holy Spirit in order to interpret it. It needs the Holy Spirit in order for it to teach us something. So I feel like you're in a dry place in your life. And it's only when you get in trouble that you turn to God. Remember you said, when I need peace, I read my Bible. Well, what causes you to not have peace?
Yeah, that would be realizing I'm not hitting the 8 or 9 areas with my target. So, yep. Good point. Touche on that one.
So why wait for the disaster before you go there? Create a simple, self-disciplined habit, right? Come on, we know what the fruit of the Holy Spirit is. The fruit of the Holy Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, self-control, kindness, right? These are the fruit of the Holy Spirit. You spend time with the Holy Spirit daily. That's the first thing you do every day. You get a dose of love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, kindness, and self-control. Do you think you might need those things for the 12 areas of your life?
If you read about a man in Atlanta getting struck by lightning this week, you'll know I tried it.
I think you might have just had an epiphany, like, why am I waiting until I mess up? Maybe.
Get spanked with Dani.
You're welcome. God bless you, James. I appreciate the call. Isn't that amazing how we are? Because that in itself, by the way, is a misuse of priorities. And if we wait until our life has spun out of control, the out of control just shows that our priorities have been whacked. And in this case, he hasn't kept his God first. And where God is first, that's where all of these things I just mentioned can come into your life. You become a different person. I know I'm a totally different person. I'm a way different person than I was 10 years ago. I'm a different person than I was 5 years ago. And I hope that I am going to be, in fact, I know that I'm going to be a different person 5 years from now, as long as I keep drinking from that living water every single day. All right, we've got Amy from Kentucky. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Thanks, Dani. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you today?
Well, I am starting a small business on the side. I work full-time, and I'm starting my own business on the side. And I just wanted to, I guess, ask how you went about networking.
Okay. Well, first of all, do you have a husband and kids?
I have a fiance, no kids.
Okay. That's awesome. You still have a little bit of freedom. Okay. Number one, going about networking. Keeping us on topic, it's important that you set appointments to network. Networking has to be a part of your weekly business life. If you are not grabbing new clients or prospects every single week, you don't have a business. The small business will not be a business at all. You'll be forced to close the doors. So networking is a high priority for business because it's all about getting new clients to hear about what your small business offer is. So you need to set appointments for doing that. Now, I don't know if you've spent any time on our website. I don't know if this is your first time listening to us. Is it your first time listening to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, congratulations and welcome to the show. Because there's something that I love to give our brand new listeners, and it's a free book. And it's a book that tells exactly how I built a business from the trunk of my car in a payphone booth and made my first $250,000 the first year, made my first million the second year.
I watched you on Secret Millionaire.
You did.
I absolutely loved it.
Good, good. Well, listen, let me give you a phone number because I want to give you the owner's manual about how, the specific strategies of how to network, the specific ways, who to be talking to, how to spread the message of your small business. So write this phone number down. It's 866-760-8255. Again, that's 866-760-8255. It's our free gift to you. It's called First Steps to Wealth. You can get an ebook of it now, and it'll be emailed over to you. Or if you want the physical copy, if you're anything like me, you like to dog-ear pages, highlight, write notes on in the middle, star things, underline things, right? If that's the kind of person you are, Amy, then you might want the physical copy. If you pay for the shipping, we'll pay for the $15 book to get it to your house, okay? So you pay the shipping, we will send you the book. 866-760-8255. Tell them you're listening right now to the Dani Johnson Show, and she just said that if I pay the shipping, I get a physical copy of First Steps to Wealth. Follow it to a T. It has everything in it, my entire recipe on how I made that little tiny business on a part-time basis make me my first $1 million inside of 2 years. So congratulations, by the way, on being a business person. All right, this is Dani Johnson. Taking your call. We're talking about advice concerning managing everything in your life. How do you make it all work? The kids, the spouse, the business, the finances, your community, your church life. Like, how do I not spin out of control with everything that I've got going on? If you've got questions about that, you can call us right now. 844-200-3264 is our number here to the studio, 844-200-3264. If you do not get a live person, just leave us your comment and we'll get to it. All right, we've got Liberty from New Jersey. Liberty, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome. What can we do for you?
Thank you. Well, in the past 5 years, I've had 3 major dreams come true in my life. And I've gotten married, and 2 have just recently happened this year. We're expecting our first child in November.
Nice.
And we just moved back east. We're pretty much across the river from New York City.
Nice.
And and I'm an actor, and I mean, most of my acting my whole life has been without pay. Now that I'm here, I'm really looking forward to, using my abilities out here where I have more opportunity to obviously get paid.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So, and I know that you've counseled and have instructed actors before.
Yep.
I mean, I've heard testimonies and things, and now, of course, that I will be a mother as well as a wife and an actor in a new place. I just was wondering before all of that happens, how I should prioritize my time.
Yeah. Wow. Well, congratulations. How awesome is that, right? 3 major dreams coming true. You're closer to the heart of what you love in your career choice. I think that's awesome. All right. Now, there is some things that you should be prioritizing. Number 1, and this is a mistake I made in the beginning, is that I didn't manage time I didn't think of time in the proper way before I had my baby. And I didn't think of it a couple years later into it. I kind of lost my way after being home the first year with our daughter. And so let me just kind of give you a couple little tips. Number one, when that baby comes, honey, you're going to take weeks to recover. Weeks. Okay? Weeks. Maybe even months to recover. And you need to factor that in. And that thing inside of you that wants to drive, that now you're so close to New York, right? And I want to go chase down my career. This time that you have with this child coming in November, every single day is an unbelievable experience. And that baby is going to grow so fast. Right before I came to the studio, I was with my grandson, Anthem Hosea. And Anthem Hosea was born in November, last November. And Anthem Hosea at 6 months was 26 pounds. And Anthem Hosea is now pulling himself up on everything, crawling heavy, breathing all over the house. This little guy is turning into a little boy. Right before my eyes, it was a snap. My daughter was pregnant. And another snap, she gave birth. And another snap, Anthem is 29 pounds. And he'll be walking. Goodness. He'll be walking anytime. This kid is going to walk really soon. And so those moments are priceless. And so here's the list of priorities that I learned the hard way. Number one was my spiritual life, my God. And in serving my God, that meant I needed to serve my role as a wife, which meant putting my husband physically first. That he was my number one physical priority in my life. And then my child. And business came after that. So the house would come after the child. Right now, the house is a higher priority than the child because the child isn't here. So the house is work. So work comes after that kid. And notice that the kid comes after the child. I mean, the kid comes after the husband, which some wives think is a child. Anyway, which I don't agree with. But anyway, so the kid, the world can't revolve around the kid, and the world can't revolve about the husband. But if you keep these priorities straight, the career is going to unfold itself. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for being here. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Good people bring out the good in people. And you're sharing great moments with thousands of good people right now. There's more of the Dani Johnson Show coming up. Stay here.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com. You know, I teach that cooking healthy, simple, and inexpensive meals is key to saving money, but I know how hard it is to meal plan and it takes a lot of time. This is why you need emails. Emails does the planning for you. Emails send you a written plan every week that is easy to follow and stick to. You buy only what you need and you save a ton of time and money. Emails has a team of culinary professionals and clinical dietitians who create new weekly plans for you with healthy and delicious recipes. Emails plans are based on food styles like clean eating, paleo, diabetic, and slow cooker, and so much more. And because your plan is consistently well crafted for you, the average emails user saves over $1,000 on groceries every year. What's not to love about that? Emails.com makes healthy cooking at home simple
and inexpensive. You need to get emails in your life today. Go to emails.com and start your 14-day free trial today. You are going to love me for this. That's emails.com. Go there now.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
With all the changes happening in healthcare, Christians want to know, is there any option that's God-honoring, affordable, and acceptable under the law? The answer is Medishare. It's not insurance. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. Unlike individual insurance plans, which are now required to cover the morning after pill, your healthcare dollars never pay for things that go against your beliefs. There's no enrollment period, so you could sign up anytime. You choose your doctors from America's largest provider network. And yes, it's affordable. Family options average around $300 a month. Medishare is healthcare Christians can believe in.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Helping you get a grip on your priorities and your focus. The Dani Johnson Show. Here's Dani Johnson.
Reclaim your lost time. It's yours. Come on now. No one else is living your life for you. Your time is your own. And all of us have been allotted 24 hours in a day. So what are you doing with yours? I know what I'm doing with mine. I'm working 20 hours of the 20 hours a week of the 100 and some odd hours that I've been given. Let's say 24 times 7. Anyway, I know what I'm doing with mine. Do you know what you're doing with yours? Or do you often say, where is the time going? Gosh, did I get anything done today? That's what we're talking about today, giving advice on how you can fix that problem because it is a disease. And guess what? It's a disease that you pass on to your kids. If you're a time waster and a procrastinator, then your kids become time wasters and procrastinators based on the example you taught them. Don't do that. 844-200-3264 if you need help solving that problem. We're here right now live. We'll do our best. It doesn't mean that I'm going to hit the mark every single time. I'm probably not even going to hit it 10% of the time. But we'll together do what we can to help solve whatever is pressing on you, pulling on you, stealing your time away from you. It is time to live the life you want to live instead of the life that everybody else keeps sucking you away from. 844-200-3264. We've got Kenya on the line from Miami. Did I say your name right?
Hi.
Hi. What can we do for you today?
Dani, I started my business like a year and a half ago. So I came like serious full-time working on my business. 6 months now. I'm a single mom, so my daughter is going to college like in 3 years. So I want to have financial freedom and time in order for be with my daughter and help my daughter, to have money for her college.
Right.
So, as well, I don't have experience in MLM before, and this is my first company that I work with, and I'm totally lost. So I started reading your book, learning from that, but I still need help on my time. So I'm working 80 hours a week, so I barely see my daughter sometimes.
Okay, well, hold on right there. You are full-time business owner, and you're working 80 hours a week. That's the problem, is you're working too much. And now what you need to do is you need to prioritize the time that you are working. What are you actually doing during that time? When I started my business from the trunk of my car in a payphone booth, 100% that first 30 days, 100% of that time was spent in just getting new customers, getting the message out about what I had to offer. And that's the job that I did 10 hours a week and made a lot of money. In fact, my first month made $6,500 working 10 hours a week because I was a full-time cocktail waitress. And so if on 10 hours a week, that if you're focused, or 20 hours a week or 40, again, you're a full-time business owner. And if you're working 80 hours a week, you're not putting good hours in. You're not working smart. You're actually working hard. And so it would be wise to look at where are your hours going? What are you specifically doing that actually turns into a result, gets a customer, brings in somebody, brings in money. And when you make that your focus, you'll make sure that you don't go to bed that night until you've got that done. And you have to do it within a certain amount of time. I know for me, I was working 100 hours a week, and this is after I made my first million. I made my first million on a part-time basis, and it was crazy that I did that. But then I got embezzled, and I swallowed a stupid pill, and I figured that if I worked more hours, I'd be able to fix the problem. And the 100 hours a week that I was working created more problems. I did not fix the problem. I made more problems. I was chasing money, and money was running faster from me, and I was destroying my marriage, and I was not with my children. They didn't know their mother. They never even saw their mother. And so this was a disaster. Working more hours does not fix the problem. It creates more problems. Not only that, but whoever it is that you are trying to share your product or service to, they see you're stressed out. You're certainly not a representation of what you have. And people rather not follow a stressed out person who is striving. You got to be unique. Don't strive. When you chase money, it runs. So that's my recommendation. Cut your hours back for 40 right now. Only give yourself that amount of time to be able to work, and make sure that the priority is getting a sale today. That's the bottom line. So this is Dani Johnson. Thank you so much, Kenya, for calling in and being a listener on the Dani Johnson Show. We appreciate you. Yeah, so hey, listen, if this is your first time joining us, we'd love to give you a book. It's called First Steps to Wealth. It's the story about how I went and built that business from the trunk of my car in a payphone booth, and then other things that I ran into, problems I ran into, debt that I gotten myself into, messes that I made in my personal and professional relationships, and how we had to clean it all up, and how we've managed to be able to create wealth in it. First Steps to Wealth is that book. Go to the website, DaniJohnson.com, to get your free copy right now. We'll continue after this.
Hey, have you done a favor for your best friend yet? Then do it now. Share this program with them. The Dani Johnson Show, helping people just like you make life more enjoyable and rewarding. The Dani Johnson Show.
Do you want to win your favorite nonprofit some money? Could your nonprofit use part of $1 million? The Super Service Challenge is a nationwide movement encouraging people to serve the charity of their choice, better their community, and share about how they volunteered. Participating is easy. Grab some coworkers, serve the nonprofit of your choice, and create a short video telling your story at superservicechallenge.com or by using the free downloadable app. Ask family and friends to vote for your video on Super Service Challenge website. Every 25 votes gets you one more entry into the prize drawing. If your video is selected as a winner, the nonprofit you serve will receive part of $1 million in prize money. They've given away almost $3 million in funding to great causes in the past, and a nonprofit of your choice could be next. The Super Service Challenge accepts entries through November 30th, 2014. So what are you waiting for? Go to superservicechallenge.com and sign up now. That's superservicechallenge.com. If you love to cook, but you hate planning, you'll love Emails. Emails completely removes the pressures of planning healthy and budget-friendly meals. Every week, your Emails plan comes straight into your inbox with easy recipes and a shopping list. Then all the ingredients you need for yummy meals are already in the house after you go to the grocery store. And you could save an average of $1,000 this year. Emails.com makes healthy cooking inexpensive and simple. Go to emails.com and start your free 14-day trial today.
Now, more of the Dani Johnson Show.
When our vision gets clouded due to either overworking or not working enough, the goals and the dreams that we've been working towards just seem to kind of fall by the wayside. Everything gets really, really cloudy. Nothing seems specific anymore, and you kind of lose the drive to become what you said you wanted to be. This is Dani Johnson. We're talking about living your life by design today instead of living it by default. We get disillusioned, and then we find a way to justify quitting on those very important goals or that very important vision that you were working towards. This all happens because of a lack of prioritizing. Yeah. You see, it's never a lack of time. It's a lack of direction, a lack of priorities. We all have 24 hours in a day, friend. Every single one of us have 24 hours in a day. So when you identify where your 24 hours are going, yeah, then you will decide to cut some things out of your life, some activities. How much time are you spending on Facebook? How profitable is Facebook for you? How much time are you spending watching soap operas? How profitable is that for you? It's not. You got one life to live. This is not, you do not have a chance to reenact your life. You get one shot. So you better make the best of it. Speaking of that, you know, one of the things that really impacted me more than 10 years ago, about 14 years ago, was seeing that there was needs in the world that were greater than mine. And I was such a selfish person that in 10 years I had made so much money, it was disgusting, but had nothing in savings. We had 5 kids, could have had all college paid for if they chose to go to college and weddings paid for if they chose to get married. But instead we had a gigantic house and 6 bathrooms with 6 toilets. Actually, there was 7 toilets. Wow. We had 7 couches and 1,000 flowers and 4 cars with 2 drivers. We spent all our money on stuff, ignoring the cry of the poor. Yeah. My life was meaningless. It was, friend. It was totally meaningless. I was only working 20 hours a week, but I felt like I was working 1,000 hours a week being a mother and a wife. And although we looked happy on the outside, there was still something missing. And there was a cry coming from those who had nothing, and I was ignoring it. Oh, friend, imagine being a grandmother and an earthquake hit your village. Your kids are dead. Your spouse is dead. Your relatives are dead. You have no place to live. And everyone else around you has also lost their spouses or kids or loved ones. The water supply has been polluted now with disease, which then has polluted the crops. Imagine being that woman at 70 years old with no place to go. Could you imagine? I met this woman, beautiful woman from Haiti, living under a tent. Think about this. Built by banana leaves. Leaves draping over a string. Come on, you remember when you were a kid, you went camping in the backyard, your dad drew a line between 2 trees and then put a tarp over it and you put your sleeping bag in there and bam, you had a tent. Well, imagine that same size little tiny thing put together with nothing but banana leaves. When I met this woman, I couldn't help but to feel the cry, the pain of the loss of her whole family due to this natural disaster. And then also the cry of hunger coming from her belly and not knowing how she was going to eat. Can you hear her voice? Can you hear her hunger pains? Can you feel her tears streaming down her face? And can you feel the discomfort every day that she lays on the ground with all the bugs to attempt to get some sleep at the age of 70? Can you hear her calling out to you? Go now to kingsransom.org. Right now, go to kingsransom.org and answer her cry. Whether it's $1, $5. If you want to help supply clean water for the rest of her days, $100 is going to take care of that. If you would like to build her a home, $6,400 will build her a home. And I'm sure she'll take in a bunch of other grandmothers, a bunch of other 70-year-olds who have no place to go and have lost everybody. I'm sure she'll help those because that's the kind of community that Kadwa Haiti is. Go now, kingsransom.org. Click on Kadwa Haiti. It's right there on the front page. And give what you can. Build Grandma a home. Answer the hunger pains in her belly. She worked hard her whole life. There's no reason why she should suffer for the rest of her days. When I did this, I'm telling you, 14 years ago, I heard finally for the first time the cry of the poor and began to answer it. And we have been so blessed on multiple different levels as a result of doing that, as you will be blessed right this minute. kingsransom.org. Again, that's kingsransom.org. Kadwa Haiti. Do what you can. $5, $100, $6,400. Do what you can. So on that, that's a personal priority of mine that actually even drives me to work. You see, my husband and I became financially independent a long time ago. So what would get us out of bed? What would be our focus for continuing to work? Well, we started this company called DaniJohnson.com almost 11 years ago. August will be 11 years. We started this company only to give, to provide jobs for people who didn't have them, and to be able to give 10% straight off the top of the gross profits straight into taking care of people like this grandma. There are thousands of them. There are millions of orphans all over the world. And so we started this little business that turned into a multi-million-dollar business that now has provided for many all over the world. And you can join us on that adventure. But if you want to know how in the world, 20 hours a week is what I work, managing my family, which is not small, 5 kids, 5 grandkids, and being able to travel and vacation, as well as work diligently with writing books or building a television and radio show, building companies. Call me now. I want to help give you advice. Again, I might not hit the mark a lot of the time, but I know at least 10% I'm going to hit the mark and your life is going to improve. I don't know who else you can call upon right now, but right now this phone number is 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. We've got Treva from Tennessee. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Is that Trevu?
Thank you. Hi. Treva.
Cool. Welcome. Great name.
Thank you.
Yeah. What can we do for you?
I actually started a nonprofit last year.
No way.
In honor of my sister who passed away.
Wow.
And I want to be self-employed. But right now I work for a very large company working about 70 hours a week. Mm-hmm. And I have a son who's 3 and he's autistic. So I'm trying to figure out how to balance the going out, stepping out on faith to start my own business and take care of my nonprofit so I can volunteer more and give more back to the community, with making sure that my son has health insurance to get the therapy and the counseling and things that he needs.
Right.
Right now I'm just, afraid to step out on faith and do that because, what happens if it fails.
Right. But why do you need to step out and do that?
Working for the company that I'm working for right now is very stressful. It's, lots of time, lots of hours, lots of time away from my family. So I don't get to spend enough time with my son and my husband like I should be.
Okay.
And I don't get to.
Let me time out right here. And somehow you think that starting your own business is not going to bring you the same challenges. It's okay. You can pick your jaw. You can pick your jaw right off the floor and put it right back where it belongs. Listen, honey, I'm a business owner. And guess what? There is stress in business. And there will always be things that you encounter that you feel like you cannot overcome. So here's what I would recommend that you do and consider and talk to your husband about. Go to the job and sit down and have a conversation. First of all, is this your first time listening to the Dani Johnson Show?
Yes.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to give you a gift. It's called First Steps to Wealth. Okay, it teaches exactly how I started that business from the trunk of my car in a payphone booth and became a millionaire my first year. So I want to give this to you as a gift, as a budding entrepreneur, and more importantly, that you have a heart for charity. That really matters to us here at DaniJohnson.com. So you can get the free copy at our website, or call this phone number, and it's an ebook copy of the physical book, okay? So 866-760-8255. Did you get that? 866-760-8255. You can download the free copy of the book. They'll show you how to do that right now. Or if you want to pay for the shipping to get the book to your house, I will send you the $15 book for free if you pay the shipping to get it to your house. So you just tell them which one you want, whether it's the ebook or the free copy. If you're anything like me, girl, you like to dog ear, highlight, write notes, underline. You know what I mean? You have several places where it's logged. Okay, if you're like that, you want the physical copy. Okay, so that's number one, because that's going to help to answer some of those business type questions. But one of the things I talk about in First Steps to Wealth is becoming an employee-preneur. An employee-preneur. Now, see, you're a budding entrepreneur, but you're not there yet. And so the greatest way to get there is to do what I share in the book under employee-preneur. Just hold on one second. We have to take a quick break, and I want to go a little bit into what you can do to improve the job first while you build up reserves for the business.
Hey, have you done a favor for your best friend yet? Then do it now. Share this program with him. The Dani Johnson Show, helping hundreds of thousands of people just like you make life more enjoyable and rewarding. The Dani Johnson Show.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Do you want to win your favorite nonprofit some money? Could your nonprofit use part of $1 million? The Super Service Challenge is a nationwide movement encouraging people to serve the charity of their choice, better their community, and share about how they volunteered. Participating is easy. Grab some coworkers, serve the nonprofit of your choice, and create a short video telling your story at superservicechallenge.com or by using the free downloadable app. Ask family and friends to vote for your video on Super Service Challenge website. Every 25 votes gets you one more entry into the prize drawing. If your video is selected as a winner, the nonprofit you serve will receive part of $1 million in prize money. They've given away almost $3 million in funding to great causes in the past, and a nonprofit of your choice could be next. The Super Service Challenge accepts entries through November 30th, 2014. So what are you waiting for? Go to superservicechallenge.com and sign up now. That's superservicechallenge.com.
We're back. Here's Dani Johnson.
Is there something else that you want to do than what you're doing right now? Well, you better use wisdom, because sometimes we might be in a place where we can flourish greatly and not be able to see the opportunity that's in front of us. And oftentimes we'll jump ship thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, but you've heard the adage, it's just as hard to mow. Joining me right now is Treva from Tennessee, who is a mom and a wife, autistic son. She has a great job in corporate America that provides insurance for her son and his treatments. She also has started a charity in honor of her sister and wants to be a business owner as well. Girlfriend, are you bored stiff or something? What is wrong with you?
Absolutely not.
My gosh. And I would imagine that you got a bit of stress on your life.
Just a little, yes.
Yeah, I think it's a little too much. All right, before we took that last break, I was talking to you about the employeepreneur that I talk about in the book, First Steps to Wealth. And again, get your free copy right now. I want to gift this to you. And thanks so much for listening to the show for the very first time. All right, what I talk about in there, and it's like a whole chapter and maybe more than that because I kind of see throughout the rest of the book. I think it's the greatest way for someone to learn how to become an entrepreneur, especially when you have so much responsibility. A 3-year-old son, you've got a mortgage, you've got a household that you're helping to contribute into with your husband, and you've got this charity that you're passionate about. So you got a lot of things going on. And more stress is probably not the wisest thing to do. So what do I mean by that? Quitting your full-time income that provides insurance for your son and then totally being dependent on yourself to be able to replace that income and then be able to, now you're going to have to buy insurance for the son, right? That's going to put you under a crazy amount of stress. So more stress does not equate to better dollars. And it certainly doesn't equate to better quality time with your husband and your son.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It makes a lot of sense.
Tell me what more stress does to Treva.
Oh, it will probably kill me.
Exactly. Exactly. So here's what I want you to do. Utilize what we talk about in First Steps to Wealth. And there's a system we have called Job Domination that really shows you how to the fullest. It's several hours of training. And Job Domination is going to guide you on what conversation you have with your boss. And let me tip you on this one. If you're working too many hours at work, 2 things you need to look at. 1, where is your time actually going? Keep an activity log. And the activity log, minute by minute or hour by hour, or every 15 minutes, logging what are you doing at that time. You're going to find when you keep this activity log, keep it for at least a week, and you will see where your time wasters are. I work 20 hours a week, babe, running several companies, responsible for a staff of 40, hundreds of thousands of clients all over the world, plus this little part-time gig that fits into 20 hours a week of the daily Dani Johnson Show. Hello? And I got 5 kids, 5 grandkids, actually, no, now 7 grandkids. My daughter's adopting 2. And do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Okay? So I've learned how to manage my time in such a way where I can get all of these things done. And I'm the cook, I'm the housekeeper, I'm the laundromat. I'm all of those things. And I start my day every morning with hours in the morning alone with my God. So, and I have plenty of leisure time and plenty of vacation time. So there is a system. There's secrets you can learn about time. And one of them is keep an activity log at work. Look and see where the time is going, and is it going to the main priorities that are responsible for providing you the income and keeping the job, number 1. Number 2, I want you to sit down with your boss, and I want you to have this conversation. Say, Mr. Boss, first of all, I want to thank you so much for what you've afforded us. Thank you for helping to provide insurance for my son, where he's able to get the counseling and the treatments that are necessary to give him a healthy life. I'm so grateful that you offer insurance because so many companies do not, and you have a choice of offering it to me, and you've given me the chance to provide better for my son. I also want to ask you if there's anything that I am doing that you can see that I need to do better. Are there places in which I need to improve so that I can make your job easier and work better with everybody else that is here so I can contribute in helping the overall company succeed even greater and sustain us into the future? So would you mind giving me 3 things that you can see in me that I could improve that would make a big difference in my overall production? He's going to give you a list of 3 things. When he does that, then you know these are the higher priorities, and you might want to do those first throughout the day and make sure those are getting done so you're performing at a level that is now going to get noticed. You're actually giving him a standard of which to grade you on versus just fog. You're just an employee out there that no one sees versus, wow, she's doing these 3 things. You're creating the measuring stick that now he is going to recognize and see what you're doing. That's number 2. In that conversation, number 3,
I want you to say you're working on managing your time better and that you want to be here for the long haul and that you want to help the company profit greatly and that in order to do that, you would like some recommendations on how you can cut back on the amount of time that you're spending doing these things because it's taken away from the family and it's causing you to think of other alternatives to provide for the family to reduce the stress and spend more time with the family.
Okay.
And that you are fully aware that it costs more money for them to replace you than it is for them to train you in this area, all right? You go do these 3 things. Okay. You devour that book, First Steps to Wealth. I would also venture into job domination because it's going to show you how to become more valuable and cut back your time at work and get raises and promotions and be able to spend more time at home. I really appreciate you, Trevor. And, man, I don't know how you handle it with your son. That's amazing to me. I admire you tremendously. Thanks for coming on and listening to the show. This is Dani Johnson. Yeah. You know what? Have you noticed this? I can't believe how many callers we get whose kids have autism. You know, when I was growing up, I never even heard that word. And I actually never even heard the word until I saw the movie Rain Man. That was the very first time I ever even heard it. I had to pull out the dictionary and read about it to find out what is autistic or what is autism. And today, it seems like almost every week we get somebody on this show that has an autistic child. You and I both know something's up with that. What have they put in the water? Or what is in the food? Something's changed. Or what are they shooting in the backsides of our babies? Something's causing this. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's show just as much as I enjoyed talking to you. Wasn't there amazing things that each caller had said and so much great nuggets, great questions? I love that you are a person who wants to improve your life, that you're not somebody that's just sitting armchair quarterback doing nothing with yourself, but that you actually want to improve, you want to grow, and you want to live your life by design and not by default. And that's why you join us here every single day for the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, please come on over to DaniJohnson.com and leave us a comment. Tell us what you enjoyed about it. Tell us what you'd like to see more of what we can talk about in the future. Or come and see us on Facebook at Dani Johnson Live as well as Twitter. I've enjoyed my time with you. I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. Advice for your life. You got to live it by design, baby. Otherwise, it's going to slip away from you. Talk to you tomorrow. God bless.
We want to thank you for listening to The Dani Johnson Show. We hope you found inspiration, answers, and hope to renew your happiness in life and learned how to make the most of today and tomorrow. Join us again on the next Dani Johnson Show.
You know, I teach that cooking healthy, simple, and inexpensive meals is key to saving money, but I know how hard it is to meal plan and it takes a lot of time. This is why you need emails. Emails does the planning for you. Emails send you a written plan every week that is easy to follow and stick to. You buy only what you need and you save a ton of time and money. Emails has a team of culinary professionals and clinical dietitians who create new weekly plans for you with healthy and delicious recipes. Emails plans are based on food styles like clean eating, paleo, diabetic, and slow cooker, and so much more. And because your plan is consistently well crafted for you, the average Emails user saves over $1,000 on groceries every year. What's not to love about that? Emails.com makes healthy cooking at home simple and inexpensive. You need to get emails in your life today. Go to emails.com and start your 14-day free trial today. You are going to love me for this. That's emails.com. Go there now. You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.